One more day left here. Tomorrow morning we get picked up in one of those things. Absolutely crazy. So many float planes flying by here all the time. It's so awesome. They're all like swooping in down and doing like big bank turns around the waterfall where all the highlines are set up, and like you could like see people like leaning out over their windows, so stoked to see what's going on. It's awesome. Here's one of the time lapses I had set up just the other night. The Milky Way was rising right there up over the mountain. It was glowing, like glowing in the water here. Simply incredible. Today started off like really cold. Actually the coldest day so far. And thankfully the clouds are actually like breaking up. And I think the clouds are actually gonna burn off. Yeah, I haven't been doing tons of iPhone updates in the past couple days just because, I mean, it kind of hits that like critical mass where there's just so much going on and so much to look after. And it's just kind of like this like frenzy of mental and physical activity that's all like happening. But man, the past like 3 days have been so incredible. In the past couple days, like world records have been broken, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'll definitely share more about that when I get a chance. But starting yesterday, or actually pretty much a day and a half ago, we started rigging the rope swing. So we've done a bunch of rope swing jumps, and so those are pretty full on. There's a lot that you got to like look after. And then on the filming perspective, like the goal is obviously to get as many angles of coverage as you can. I did a rope swing jump, which was amazing. Like doing a rope swing jump has been something that I like have wanted to do for a while, especially since we did the Brandywine rope swing last year. But even last year, like when you're the one filming, your turn to go is like at the end of the day. So it's like it's a really interesting mental headspace to be in, be capturing everything properly, but also be thinking like, oh, I might have to like jump later. And so in Brandywine, we actually got kicked out from doing that rope swing before I had a chance to go on it. Unfortunately, looking back at that, I was just like, man, I wish I'd had a chance to go. So sure enough, when I hear that we're gonna like rig a rope swing here, it's like, okay, am I gonna do it? And that's what I was like thinking about. I'm like, am I gonna do this rope swing? Am I gonna trust it? And I never like committing to things before I see like how it's rigged. And so I got to be right there with the rigging process and actually like helping rig this stuff, understanding how all the equipment works and how like safe and redundant everything is. Then it just comes down to like, are you willing to go? And so yesterday, it was pretty incredible, but my exit was I was hanging from some strings from a high line, and then Spencer just cut them one at a time. It was amazing. Like, it's just so good. That free fall moment is just such a good moment. So yeah, now I have actually, because it's our last day, I'm like full into interview mode. I'm trying to think of how we can craft a story narrative through all the elements that have happened here, because there have been a lot of elements that have happened, and I'm trying to think through how do I pull those out of people when we're still here at this location. Because one of the things that happens when you do interviews after the fact is it turns into past tense talk. Some people who are really good at interviews can bring themselves back and talk in that future sense, as in we are about to go do this. But if you do that like weeks after the event, it actually makes it really challenging for the interviewee to do that. But if I do the interviews now, when I'm sitting down with someone, it's a lot easier to ask them, like 3 days ago, what were you about to do? And then they'll start talking, well, we set out to go rig this rope swing. That's the context, and that's the tense that I want things talked about, if that makes sense. And so we're over here on this side of the lake. You can see just barely the wind edge there. So this water is calm, which means we're protected by this like massive land here from the wind, which is why we're on this side of the lake, because I don't want wind to ruin the interview. But everyone else is over at the rope swing stuff right now. They're doing a few more jumps this morning, but I'm in full interview mode. So we're gonna set up an interview setup here. It's a lot in my mind, but it's a really good thing. There is a definite story here, which is so good. It's not like you have to like try and make something up, which, yeah, it's good. So that's what my interview shot currently looks like. The Kessler second shooter, absolutely killing it with the stealth combo. I've got like this nice lightweight audio setup here. So I got my Rode Link Filmmaker kit, which essentially is just like a wireless lav setup. I have the Tascam DR70D, which is my recorder and mixer. And then I have external power for that stuff above it. And this is nice because the real like linchpin of the Tascam is battery by AA's absolutely sucks when you're trying to power phantom. So I got one of these nice Sony NPFs, charging it essentially via like a USB adapter cable that I made. And so far things have been going really well. Got 3 interviews smashed out today so far, which is like excellent. So essentially I just need about 2 more today, and I'm going to be feeling really comfortable about where we're sitting for the film, which is awesome. But just like, it doesn't get better than that view right there. Like, check that out. So I was just in the process of about to shoot the last interview with Spencer, the last one we need, and it starts raining. Thankfully, Sonia and Michael helped me carry all my interview gear back. But it looks like that's going to be it for today because rain. So hopefully I can get an interview with him tomorrow if the weather's nice before we take off here, or I'll just do Spencer's back at his garage. Not ideal, but it'll work. So that's kind of it for today. Tomorrow we head out of here, which is crazy. And yeah, remember, life's better when you make stuff.